Well, hello everyone. It is Friday, August the 28th, and that means it is time for your status check. Now, we have some weather coming in. We had, I don't believe I've ever seen two hurricanes come in at the same time, but we had it, and I don't think it's going to affect us much here in Tennessee unless we have loved ones or investments or something, or futures, maybe whatever we have down kind of in the path of these storms, because I think one of them already dropped down just to a storm from a minimum hurricane yesterday, but I haven't caught up with the news. Maybe there might be some terrible disasters. I've been working on some projects for this entire week. It's the month's end. It always gets busy about now. So I've just been away from the news. I hope it's all good. Now, we're going to get some rain today, but when I look out the window, I see nothing but sunshine and green grass that needs mowing. So let's look at our numbers, see if we've had any changes in it. Last week we had 68.92 available, 48.89 under contract, and 71% ratio thereof. Now this week, all those were down except for the 71% ratio. The ratio was the same. And now we have 68.05 a few minutes ago available, 48.23 under contract. Both of those numbers are down, and it remains unchanged. The ratio between the two remains at 71%. Now, we have to do this. Dell Delbers, Benchmark Realty, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. If you're currently unrepresented and would like to know how to compare up to 3 properties side by side, room by room, then go over to my new YouTube channel, subscribe while you're there, watch the demo. Afterwards, get with me and we'll set up your exclusive account today. Thank you for enduring that. Now what I have is a bit I want to run where we're going to look at Rutherford County, specifically Rutherford County single family dwellings. We're going to look at residential in a specific range, the most common range, kind of what we're seeing most of. And then after that, I'll look at the Middle Tennessee market, and we'll just look at some graphs and see what we got going on, because I have quite a bit of information available at my fingertips. What I need is you. I need a house to list, and you need a house listed. So why don't we get together and make it all happen? If you're looking to buy, let's get that started. Well, hello everyone. Well, it is August 28th, 2020, end of the month. People seem to be quite busy at this time. We're expecting some little rain to come in, but it's still a beautiful day in the Middle Tennessee area. And I've pulled up the MLS so that we can do some little looking around. There's 2 things I want to do. I want to look at Rutherford County. We'll look at some specific stats to Rutherford County in a target range, and then I'll look at the entire MLS to see kind of what is the entire area, what is the Middle Tennessee area doing. So I'm going to pull up, and I'm going to do active. The actives are what's available. Coming soon or on hold. Now coming soon should have 0 days on market because it's not been put on the market. It may be replaced on the market if it had to go on hold for some reason. We have under contract showing, which is we've got a commitment to buy, but we're still looking at the house, and a lot of times that'll do that if it's a vacated house and we can get in and out of it. It's really not a problem letting other people so that we can see what our interest level is in that particular property. And we also have under contract not showing, and sometimes when you get a contract, busy households, a lot of different reasons why somebody may have a contract and not want to show it. So I don't usually list that because these are really not candidates for sale. But on the under contract showing, I'm going to look at a 3-month period, pretty standard, 90 days. And then I'm going to check my Rutherford County because that's what I'm interested in. What is my county doing? RUT. Rutherford. And we're going to pick a price range. Now the median house, the average house is all going to be around that 300-ish number. So I'm going to go ahead and do 250. See if we have any down there on that mark. And we're going to go 349, 9, 9, 9. And now we're just residential single families. Hit the button and search. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and we see what we expect to see. Most of these sales are where most of the houses are, which are centered around the I-24 corridor, close to center of town in both Murfreesboro and, of course, the north side, which would be Laverne and Smyrna. So we see those around there, but it's really right around that corridor because people like to have that easy access. We have a little heavier on the north side, the Walter Hill area, and up on this area because this also starts heading toward that other interstate up toward the county above Lebanon and Woodall. Now, let's look at some stats in this search. Okay. Again, active, coming soons, under contract. So under residential properties, these are single families. We see that the active, the median, the center of the hump, center of the camel's back, 24 days. The average is 39. Still not too bad, under 45 days. We also can see what the average price is $300,000. That's a little bit above the $299,999 type thing. But we also see that the median, the center of the camel's back, again, is that $299,999 because there's something significant in people's minds when they look at under $300,000. And to someone who's experienced in marketing, we might look at how many people we can open up. In fact, in my Real Scout, I can actually do some test marketing on when you're thinking about listing, but you're not really sure you want to do it, I can look at that. Or if you have a listing and for some reason you priced it a little bit high, we're not getting the action we want, we can actually kind of test down and see how many people I actually have in the system looking for a house in that price range. I can't do it with this system. I can do it with the Real Scout. And not everybody has Real Scout, but you know who does. Dale has Real Scout, and he has it for you. Now we go down and look at the coming soons and on holds. We do see 8 days because there are some conditions which can cause that, but we should expect to see the center of the camel's back. We should see that at 0 or pretty darn close to it because they're not on the market and they're not under contract. This is what they are. They're coming soon. Now, under contract, showing, we see something similar. 7 days is the center of the hump, and we see 23 is average. So the difference between these 23 on the market here and 24 for the center, those are pretty close. One, of course, is an average. The other is 39 on the average on that. So it's still pretty close to 23, 24. We're tracking pretty well because there's not that big of a disparity between the days on market, between the median and the average. So now let's look at some market data in the Middle Tennessee area. Are you ready? Okay. Now, what I got going on here, let me go ahead and adjust this so you can see what we're looking at in the bottom. Okay. There we got that. Now, I'm going to look at this is set for a 3-year period. Of course, I can do a year, but 3 years is probably going to give us a little bit better idea in mass. And we see in January 2017, the median, I like to think of it as the most commonly occurring because you have just as many on the north side of that price. You have just as many on the south side of that price. But it may not necessarily do the weighted average, which is what the average does. So we're still at 221, and on the top end, where we are in July, is at 280. And I don't see any downward trend in this graph. Now we can do the average. It'll look pretty darn similar. Yep, we get a little bit of a dip, but that's around Rona, and that was an artificial dip. We come in kind of right back up where we are. So let's tell you what, let's look over here at the number of new listings. Now this, we should see the change. These are the ones that come on the market, and we see they come back down. We are dipping a little bit. We kind of flatten out a little bit. We need product to sell, which means if you're looking to list your house, it's a good time to do it because we're not having quite as many houses available. Now we look at homes for sale. It reflects the same thing. Back in 2017, it was at 14,000. We got up to a peak of about 18,000. This exaggerates it a little bit because of the scale, but what we're really looking for is the trend. We just don't have quite as many available. Almost 18,000 from a little over 18,000. So we're dropping, the inventory is dropping. We can do pending sales. Look at that graph. See how they jump up. This is a pretty significant increase as far as the slope goes, and it's about 58,000 versus 50. So what is the percentage of 58 to 50? It's a pretty good. That's a fairly significant jump. We were running up and down seasonally and through the years, but we see this definite shot up at May again. Rona is having an effect on the market, and it's, in a way, it's selling a few more houses. Closed sales, how many did we close? We had pendings and closed. Pendings obviously is the intent to buy. Something may have happened. The close is what actually got done. And we see this nice slope that we're tracking right on up at this level. And we see Rona knocked it down around May, but we're coming right back up, even though we're still in it. Days on market, that's always a good one. 45 to 65. It is increasing, that's true, but it's not really too bad. We're not talking about having 6 months, 18 months type of days to close. We're still closing pretty darn quick, right at 2 months. Month supply, this should be, we should see a drop in this, I would think. And there we do. Because we're selling what we got, we're running out of inventory. Percentage of list price. Looks like 100. Percentage of original price, because where this one is, percentage of list price, we could have an adjustment, knock it down, and then it sell. So if we were too high and we knocked it down a little bit and it sold at that next price where we priced it a little bit lower, it still counts, I think, as getting percent of list price, where the list price may not be the original price. And what do we see here? We're seeing that our market is fairly well defined, and our team of people out here in the world are doing their job pretty well. We're at 100% around here in May of 17, and this would mean during this period, what we were putting on the market may have been a little bit underpriced if we're hitting that 100%, and then we come down here and we're hitting the 99%. So anywhere between 100 and 99%, that is the center of the camel's back. The average will be a little bit different, but it'll be very similar. And yeah, see, there it's not quite, the average isn't quite 100% and 98%, but the bottom won't be too far from it at 97.5. So there's a half a percent difference when the actual of the list price. So we're hitting it pretty close in this market. And of course, we can look at the original price. Let's look at the price per square feet. It's going to show you something we expect. Prices of construction are not coming down. Okay, not coming down. Don't expect them to come down. I don't. And I want to look at here at the dollar volume. This will give us an idea of the market activity. Yep. If you'll notice, we really almost never went negative. It's about a slight drop right here at is that 15 billion, almost 15 and a half, a little more, 15 and a half. And then we come up here to our peak, which is in 2020. The Middle Tennessee area is growing. We are bringing people in. And with the state of other cities being the way they're run, and other states, particularly states, we're seeing a lot of migration, and they're coming here. They're discovering what we already know, that Middle Tennessee is a great place to live. Now, Rona hits, we drop it down. There's April, March, and April's when they instituted it, so we're going to see some drop. It won't be as sharp as a drop because we had things in the works from March that did April, and of course, there we go. Boom, we're back up. But look at the slope. That's what I want to look at. This is the trend. Are we growing or are we shrinking? And what we did is Rona looks like it has offset us by about 6 months. Is that right? From March to July, May, 3 months, closer to 3 months, I guess it is. So we're back on our way. What we don't have is your house to sell, and that's why you need to call Dell to sell. If you're looking to buy, that's great too. I'll put you into my Real Scout. It is a machine learning, artificial intelligence based system that will allow you to see, without seeing commercials, except I may send you a note in the email occasionally, but you'll see in that system, no commercials. I don't sell your information off to anybody else. You're in there. You tell me you're just looking, I'll let you look. You tell me you're looking serious, we need to be in position when you decide to make that transition. So before you're ready, call me and we'll get this set up, because when you're seeing your days on market, the time to contract in terms of just a month or less, these things are selling pretty good. These things are moving pretty good. What we need is more inventory, because we've got people coming in and we're a little short on that. Prices are holding pretty well much at full. So if you've run into someone else who does what I do, and they're telling you to hold off because you think you're going to get a bargain, my personal experience would be you're not getting the best advice at that. I have to think very carefully because I don't want to say anything bad, but there's nothing in the market that tells me that you're going to get a bargain. The system that put 2008 and 2010, that crash into place, the housing market crashed. The housing market's not crashing now. It wasn't. This is this virus. This is a political reaction in our economy based upon decisions. It was an artificial dip. So we're pending up demand, and when we get back into full swing, you need to be ready before then, and I can help you gain your own personal expertise by hooking you up with Real Scout. My program, not everybody's got it. Benchmark has it, and Dell's got it, and Dell's got it for you. Won't cost you anything, except you do have to tell me who you are, or give me about 4 pieces of legitimate information from you, and then we'll get you started. And you can change and do your own searches, and you won't get bashed in the head by people trying to attack you as a lead. Most of these services, a lot of people don't understand. They make their money by taking this data and reflecting on their website, and then when you go to their website looking around, they sell you as a lead to people like me and what I do. You get on my system, you can make that stop, because you'll only have to deal with me. And if you tell me what you're looking for, I'll help you with the speed and efficiency that you want to do. But I will tell you, it's not like turning on a light. There's some stuff we need to do to get you ready. And that's what we need to do. So, you know how to fix that? You call Dell to sell, you call Dell to buy. Appreciate you. Have a beautiful weekend. It's going to be a little rainy, and I want you to stay dry. Thank you.